speak. I in no way intended at all to minimize what happened to Charlie. I was horrified by it. I have not been on the five
but
since
then. But the two sides argument, it's like
all I'm requesting, no. All that I was saying is could we have all of the information before you just say they did this? Because that is a broad brush to paint with this. And this kid
Let's have a conversation.
No.
Charlie had a conversation and got shot.
That's
Fox News contributor Jessica Tarlov in full damage control mode, scrambling to backpedal after trying to pin blame elsewhere for Charlie Kirk's tragic death, only to get dismantled point by Greg Gutfeld. Welcome to Nurk News. I'm Nurkish, and it looks like the left's mask of moral superiority is slipping fast. Their response to Kirk's loss has been nothing but whataboutism and hollow excuses. Tarlov dragged up irrelevant distractions as if they could somehow rewrite what happened, or erase its impact on American politics. Watch as she stumbles through weak spin before Gutfeld completely shuts her down.
But we know that Tyler Robinson was raised in a close-knit conservative family. We know it was a big gun culture family. The grandma said something like, we don't even know any liberals. It wasn't school indoctrination. Carrie Lake went off on that. He was in an online apprenticeship program at Dixie Technical College, which I don't think was... I understand, but they didn't say when he changed. I'm just saying we need more information before you smear.
We don't need more information.
Really?
Yes, we don't need it. What is interesting here is why is only this happening on the left and not the right? That's all we need to know. There's absolutely no cognitive...
What about Melissa Hortman?
Okay, you want to talk about Melissa Hortman? Did you know her name before it happened? None of us did. None of us were spending every single day talking about Mrs. Hortman. I never heard of her until after she died.
Doesn't matter?
Don't play that bullshit with me. You know what I'm saying is there was no demonization, amplification about that woman before she died. It was a specific crime against her by somebody who knew her. The same thing. Now you can bring up Josh Shapiro, but then you will not bring up, for example, that was a pro-Palestine person. So don't use your what about this? The fact of the matter is the both sides argument not only doesn't fly, we don't care. We don't care about your both sides argument. That is dead. For one thing, there is no cognitive dissonance on our side. On your side, your beliefs do not match reality, so you're coming up with these rationalizations like, what about this or what about that? We're not doing that because we saw it happen.
This is the issue in plain sight. Jessica Tarlov rolls out the same worn-out both sides script, dragging in Melissa Hortman as some kind of false equivalence. But Gutfeld finally says what millions of Americans are already thinking about this empty rhetoric. Charlie Kirk was a driving force in getting young people to hear Donald Trump's message and rally behind it. That's exactly why his enemies went after him so viciously. They rioted at his events, smeared him in the media, and when a radical finally carried out the attack, the very machine that fueled the hatred rushed to cover its own tracks. Gutfeld's point cuts through all the noise. This isn't about balancing the scales. It's about exposing the lie that conservative speech ever justifies violence.
A young, bright man assassinated, and we know who did it. We are not coming up with rationalizations. We are calm, we are honest, and we are resolute. We're not defensive, and I understand the defensiveness. I understand why people are saying, what about this and what about this? Because if you have to face the underlying fact to this, your life is going to fall apart because you're going to realize you're not the good guys. If you sat around and you defended the mutilation of children, you're not the good guys. If you sat 600, 700 cases of harassment against Republicans and you said, well, what about this? What about this? And then you see this murder after calling somebody a fascist, you realize maybe I'm not the good guy. That is a hell of a realization to deal with. So therefore, you have to grasp at rationalizations. You don't have to do that, Jessica. They do. I don't believe you're part of that group, but why the hell do you have to mimic and echo that crap to us? He was a patsy. That guy was a patsy. He was under the hypnotic spell of a direct-to-consumer nihilism, the trans cult, and you know that. If you can decide that biology is false, you can agree that murder is okay and that humanity is expendable. How you cannot see that alone and see that for what the evil it is without having to attach all of these other things is beyond me. I'm sorry, you weren't here for a week. You came in here and it's cold, and I'm sorry, but this is a story that is immune to news cycles, it's immune to rationalizations, it's immune to bias. This thing is with us for good. And we all have to deal with that. So that means we can't live by the same arguments that you might be reading about relativism among the media. We can't deal with those stories. It doesn't matter. The media is dead to us on the story. They built this thing up. We're dealing with it. We're going to act. We don't care what the whataboutism is anymore.
The days of fake civility are over. For years, the left branded conservatives as scum, a threat to America, and then openly cheered when Charlie Kirk was taken from us. Now they're trying to gaslight the country into believing it's the right's fault for not lowering the temperature. But here's the truth. Conservatives don't owe courtesy to people who wish them dead and then brush it off as nothing more than heated rhetoric. That mask of moral superiority has slipped, and Americans are seeing the double standard in real time. So what do you think? Was Greg Gutfeld right to call out Jessica Tarlov's tired both sides spin? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Until next time, this has been NERC News. Thanks for watching.